or Kano, Nigeria.
Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. As you can see, my topic is about reimagining Imr al-Qays in Sufi hermeneutics, which means that there is a commentary on secular poem of Imr al-Qays, where the meaning is to be shifted from the Jahiliyyah to modern or Islamic society and deeper to the Sufism. Here I'm going to analyze two manuscripts from one of the Nigerian scholars, Sufi scholars, Shaykh Abubakar Atiƙu Sanka, died in 1974. So this is what my purpose, and this is my questions of research. How Atiƙu successfully shifts the meaning from the Jahili into Islamic Sufism. This is my main question. Are there any linguistical only on Sufi, intuition, Sufi, Mujahid, and so on? I started with this wisdom from Sufi sage Ibn al-Secondary, where he said the expressions as an admonishment for the household of listeners. This wisdom has been quoted by Shaykh Abubakar Atiƙu in his manuscript in the justification of why or how he shifts the meaning from Jahili into Sufism. As according to him, the expressions or phrases, just like food, you can eat what you want. You cannot eat something, or even the taste in deeper, you cannot taste until you want to taste something different. This is like a Sufi justification of Shaykh Atiƙu, as we are going to see soon. I started how or what is the reception and teaching of pre-Islamic poetry in West Africa. In West Africa, particularly in northern Nigeria, classical Arabic poetry, including Islamic and early Islamic texts from the Sub-Saharan Islamic era, Abbasid, has long held a central place in traditional Islamic education. One of the main purposes of this instruction is Makarantun Zawri. Makarantun Zawri means the schools that are being studied in the, just like a garage. I don't know how to translate Zawri because of the type of building in the West African context. Yes, so usually the school take place in this. So
Dehliz, in Arabic is
Dehliz, of course. Yes, Dehliz.
This entrance
room, yes.
A room that...
Yes, of course. So, yeah. So this is typical, the setting of the Makarantun where people bring different type of text. But they started with the most important according to their curriculum, starting from the fiqh, or sometimes starting from tafsir, then fiqh, jurisprudence, then go to the hadith, going to the lugha. When they say lugha, they mean matnul lugha. They go to the lugha and then grammar. This is their like usage of the. So these schools usually run from Saturday to Wednesday. This is the usually times, and it's become maybe according to the time given by the scholar. Maybe morning, maybe in the evening, maybe in the night. Yes, and there are some scholars that staying in their house from the morning until night. Everyone he can come to them and study the books he wanted, then he go away. So the Dawli system typically it is like this, as you can see from this picture. Everyone has different books, and this you can see one of the law, that is where they can calculate some like hisab, calculation of inheritance and so on. Okay, this one I already talked about it, the times, and the only thing I'm going to add here is Zawari schools, usually it is individual. Everyone reading the text while the scholar is translating and interpreting. But sometimes, if the scholar is big, is some many student, he can gather, also student can gather themselves and come with a setting of the books, and one of them just reading and the scholar interpreting. Then after the end of the book, so the school can be different. So I went to one of the source schools of Saudi, where Islamic schools, different books are studied under this scholar, Malam Muhammad Kali, died 2020 and 21, and I talked to his successors where they talked about how the curriculum of Lugha is taking place. They are saying it is usually started with al-Burda, studying Islamic literary curriculum started with al-Burda, then going to the Dadiya of Ibn Nasr, then going to the Ashariya of al-Fazazi, Witriya, then Shu'ara. So the Shu'ara is the almost second to the last of the advanced books for studying Lugha of Arabic in this case. The last one is Maqamat al-Hadith, which is the last book a student can study under this curriculum. Here, I don't know, one of these schools, I tried to get an audio record of one of the schools studying Shu'ara. Yes,
everyone will know.
Okay, well, the Shu'ara, means Mu'allaqat as-Sab. There's a famous book, Muhtarat Shu'ara Sitat al-Jahiliyyin. This is the most used book within this Zawari schools. So this one of these students and teacher reading this.
القيس يظام كاشبيت وبيضة خدير نعم.
وبيضة خدير لن يرى خباؤها.
ينور القيس وبيضة خدير لا يرى خباؤها. da yawa mace wadda take ana koyi ta ɗaki ba ma a tsarin za a iya zuwa rumfar da aka koyi ta. Wawu ne ya fara da shi, wawi ne na rufa, shi yasa ijara ga bai zaci yadda ake faɗa wawi guda biyu a nahawu suna yin.
Okay, just because of time, just as a sample, it's okay. So this is how the reception of Islamic, Islamic poetry is in the West African traditional schools. But I check this, we have a lot of manuscripts, and within the geography of West Africa, if you look at some manuscript centers, you can find hundreds or more than 100 manuscripts across the Mali, Nigeria, Niger, and so on. But something that's very important here, which is I want to show is there are no sharh. I didn't find any sharh from West Africa on this mu'allaqat. Only this one I found in Kano, and it is not a linguistics, rather it's Sufi. So this is I'm going to talk about Shaykh Atiƙu, the author of the manuscript. Shaykh Abubakar Atiƙu was born around 1909, and he is most senior scholar within the Faida scholars in Kano, of course in northern Nigeria, of course. And he was raised by his maternal grandmother, Sayyida Rahma. Of course, in these days, almost all the cities in the northern Nigeria are very rich in Sufi spiritual environment of society. So he was studied under great scholars in the city, Shaykh Abubakar Atiƙu, Shaykh Muhammad Sanka, all Sufis and jurisprudence scholars. So he studied under them, and he met many scholars from North Africa, such as Sayyid Al-Qadi al-Qari'a, Shaykh Muhammad bin Usman al-Alami, Shaykh Mahjoub al-Halawani. Some of them resided in Kano for a long time, and Atiƙu not studied with them some books, but rather he was trained by them in Sufism and Tijaniya Brotherhood. This is most some of these key figures of his works. He has a big diwan of Shaykh, containing a lot of thousands of verses in Sufism and in Medina, of course. And Atiƙu is tend to be a person who likes to go to ambiguity in his poetry, mostly by putting a lot of secret of Sufism, ilm al-hisab, and so on. So this is why we are not surprised if we see such sharp from him. This is his Atiƙu in the middle, where all the students in his quarter Sanka. This is his tomb. This tomb is one of the most visited sites in Kano. Yes, in the Sufi Mazarat. So, the two manuscripts I am studying here, one of them is إعادة الحجر بشرح قصيدة ابن حجر. This is a long sharp commentary containing almost 75 verses of mu'allaqat. I think mu'allaqat of al-Qays has 77 to 79 verses. So there are more 3 or 2 verses that Atiƙu missed, maybe because he used a copy which is not full or something like this. The manuscript dated Shawwal 1967 around August 1948. This is the second one. But the first one, who is shorter than this, is al-Qays min abiyat imr'i al-Qays. So in this one, he just comment on 5 verses, but on imr'i al-Qays verses within his diwan. We can see that Maisiya is meaning of himma. So he said he wanted to show how someone has some like mujahada in Sufi pass through this point. So this is the manuscript. 2 manuscripts. We have 2 copies of this one. Izahat al-Hujr. One is complete in the house of Shaykh. One is not completed in his brain house. Shaykh Nasr Kabar's Qadiriya leader in Kano. The second one, we have 2 copies both in Shaykh Abubakar Atiƙu house in Kano. So this is the most, but I focus more in the post one since we talk about mu'allaqa of imr'i al-Qays. This is the manuscript of Izahat al-Hujr. As you can see, it was copied by his disciples, but after he completed the copy, Atiƙu took and put some notes here. As you can see in the front of this, I'm going to drop some, if your time allow me, I will talk about this. And towards the end, this is the one verse that has not been found, so Atiƙu comment on it and put it in the frame of the text. This is the first page of the manuscript, and this is the second manuscript of the in this al-Qays min abiyat imr'i al-Qays. This is it's started with ألا إن لم تكن إبل فميزة كأنه نجلتها الإصيل. So the nature, what is the nature of this? Commentary? As we know, is this type of commentary try to uncover the inner symbolic and spiritual meanings within the text beyond the text, apparent on basic intended sense. And the lesson is somehow on vogue, Sufi text, and sometimes by using linguistic element and rhetorics, figurations. And we have many examples of such. For example, Tarjuman al-Ashwaq of Ibn Arabi, he follows this, and we of course, before Ibn Arabi, we have Sahal al-Tustari, who did the same translation or commentary on his Tafsir al-Tustari, and followed by many Sufis such as Ibn Maymun, who took even the text of grammar like Ajurumiyya, Arabic grammar, and changed it to Sufi like meanings. We know that he has Nahw al-Qulub, the grammar of the hearts, and Ibn Maymun and Ibn Ajiba, of course, they have Nahaw al-Qalb and Al-Futuhat al-Qudusiyya fi Sharh Matn al-Ajurumiyya. All these sharh commentaries are Sufi, pure Sufi commentary, not linguistic one. So, okay, let me go to the, I talk about this because in the Middle Age, or I say in the Persian literature, Thomas, we were talking about how people find ambiguity in their poetry very interesting during this era, and how they are enjoying it. So he said that this is why we found some people talk about the poem of Mutanabbi or even Maqamat al-Hadith in a Sufi way. This is why Ahmed al-Safari is an Arabic critic from this from 708 century. He said that if someone can find, like someone wanted Mu'allaq or al-Qays to be read as an elegy on a card or no point to an elephant, he will certainly find ways to do. So from this moment, we see that it was really this intellectual person, Atiq, come to his Sharh on Imr al-Qays Mu'allaqa. So they are using such figurative language, majaz, and sometimes lyric and ambiguity just to go behind this and say this is kinaya or so, because the ambiguity. Of course, mostly they use mushabah, and I want you to justify or to shift the meaning from real meaning or basic meaning or apparent meaning to the Sufi one. So, for example, Imr al-Qays says, وَيَوْمَ أَقَرْتُ لِلْأَزَارَ مَطِيَّتِي, and the day I slaughtered my camel for the maidens. Here, the camel, Atiq changed it to the Matiyya used to symbol of spiritual ambition. So, and the rain become divine aspiration, al-Walid al-Ilahi, and milk flowing from the odors of the camel becomes spiritual nourishment, reaching the heart of the Gnostics. Sometimes he used kinaya. For example, he used the terms of certain liwa, the holy Fahawali, to show that some places of maqamat or Sufiya. He said, for example, certain liwa, place of divine self-disclosure, mahal tajalli spirit. At the whole Wahawali, the station of annihilation, Pana. And sometimes he says maqamat al-Ahmadiyya or al-Muhammadiyya, Manazil. So this is an example of how Atiq could change the meaning. I will come with one translation. I have almost 4, but I have to show that one because of the time. So Atiq gives after this linguistics, gives 2 justifications in his introductions. He said, this is from the Husn al-Istima, good listeners, in which in the Quran, God says, those who listen to speech and follow the best of it, and the leaders So he said, I'm not changing the meaning, just I'm listening with good eyes. So this is why I'm coming with this meaning. This is what I think told in this introduction. And also cite the wisdom of the Sufi said, Ibn Abdullah, is a nourishment for the household of listeners. So this is his justification. And of course, I think you said that in the, I think I have wrote about this note. It's from Atiq. I translated the article from Atiq. This in the front page. After he completed, he said, "No, let one, not the one who looks into this commentary think that I have compressed all the meanings. No, I have not talked about adab. I have not talked about so. A lot of things in classification of nafs, classification of adab, and so on. He said, I just did do this as an introduction, and maybe someone who come after me may do a longer and big short commentary on the poem as intended by the Sufi. So the meaning even in this commentary is basics. Before I listening to Professor Stephen, he talked about the classification of Arabic poetry, three parts of the Arabic poetry in Jahiliyyah, in the classical Arabic poetry, Nasib, Rahim, and Fakhr. Of course, the Mu'allaf Ibn al-Qays is like this. Started with Ghazal, then Rahim, then Tahir. But we compile this within the Shaykh Abubakar Atiƙu. By reading the commentary from the beginning to the end, you can find yourself going from the beginning of spiritual journey in the Sufi fast toward the end, starting with longing to the lobes ones and going to the going to the mujahada, that is like ijtihad in the Sufi fast, spiritual ambition. Then later, attachment, someone that attained the spiritual gains, they started with, I think from the verse 1, if I never came in Dhikra, Habibi, wa Manzili, started with عتيق. Do Ta'wil on these points as longing to know the Ma'rifah and to the maqamat, the positions of the great saints. And from the Rahim, he started, وَيَوْمَ دَخَلْتُ الْخِدْرَ خِدْرَ عُلَيْزَةٍ. He started from there, and the saying of Lucas, فَلَمَّا أَجَزْنَا سَاعَةَ الْحَيِّ. Atiƙu considered this poem as the pivotal verse in the poem, because he said, أَجَزْنَا. He finished all the mujahada and now is going to the fast. This, you can see the shift from physical journey transformed to spiritual journey, from school, salute, and fighting occurs. Well, I'm almost finished.
You can use your 5 minutes.
Yes. And the father started with al-Adadi, والطير فيه وكانتها. Sometimes I have to go to the hunting, so he started describing he hunts, he got a lot of meat and started sharing his maidens and so on. All these descriptions can be found in this commentary. So you can see how Atiƙu tried to. I got this translation. I can read it. He says, this translation is from Alan Jones, which is normal translation, because there are no English translation. I choose this one. Then this CI commentary of Shaykh Abubakar Atiƙu. Starting from here, he says, oh my two companions, stop and let us weep at the remembrance of the Lord, meaning the remembrance of one of the Lord who is God, subhanahu wa ta'ala, and dwell places. Abode of the great ones who once dwelled there. That is the divine holy presence, Al-Hadra Ilahiyya Qudusiyya, which is located at Satt al-Liwa. He used these terms as a metaphor for the station of manifestation, Tajalli al-Dhati. This is the station of bewilderment and blindness, that is Al-Amma, Hadrat al-Amma wa Tams, Tajalli al-Dhati, Tajalli al-Dhati, where there is neither meaning nor form, la isma wa la rasma. This is all these true terminologies that use deep meaning. So, and later he said, this is what they refer as the holy presence. This the place of the Tajalli Zati refers as the presence of disclosure, intimacy, face-to-face encounter, al-mushahada, sitting together, muwajaha, mutual conversation, mukalama, witness, mushahada, and so on. So we describe it as place where obligation ceases, because whoever reaches annihilated from created things, from his self, and even from his annihilation. This is alluded to in his word between the whole and harmony. So this is type of translation. This one also, the second verse, Tudah al-Mikrat. He said Tudah is Muhammadan, and Mikrat is Ahmadian presence. So, and here, Walid Kamujib Bahar also is type of translation. He talked about spiritual states, because I don't have time, maybe I have to skip this. Let's see, this is one of the last. وقد أغتدي والطير في وكراتها بمنجل خير الأوابير هكذا, and I may set out in the morning while the birds are in their nests, meaning in their dwellings, I go out at the time of early morning to the mosque, which is the arenas of battle and the place of hunting spiritual beasts. So look at how he changed the meaning from, so it is, one of the critical places I wanted to show is the criticism of Shaykh Atiƙu on this pass. I will finish with it. بكرر بفرق مقبل مقبل الماء كجلمون صخر خطه السير بالعين. Because the people who comment on this before in the event, they are saying that Imr here is trying to contradict himself. How his horse attack and retreat at the same time, because he said مقبل مقبل الماء same time. So Atiƙu here, he's trying to say this. I wanted to see exactly the place where he said, because he said he changed the meaning of مكرر as repeating the word لا إله إلا الله. He said it is negation of لا, yet an affirmation إله إلا الله. That is the same meaning is really مقبل مدبر معا. This is what I have to say. He said this is why the other people who made the commentary on this, they said how it is really like this. What we say is what is mean in our past. This is what Shaykh Atiƙu said. I will leave this like this, but my last question is, I wanted to know, because there are a lot of people here from different places, I don't know. I tried to find any type of shop within the West African context, but I don't. I tried based on the different sites that I combined the Sufi manuscript in Mali, in Niger, but only they have manuscript of the poem only. And if you find a shop, you find it is from maybe from Morocco or from the Middle Eastern or Middle classical commentary. So if someone, it is my prayer, if someone has something related, I hope to get it. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot to Tahir. And of course, questions and comments are postponed to the end of the session. Could you please interrupt the sharing, interrupting condivision, the red one, yes. So that we allow Abubakar Atiƙu to start the sharing of his PowerPoint. Abubakar Atiƙu is our third presenter today. I've known him since the time he was a master's student at the University of Johannesburg. Abubakar comes from Lokoja, a very interesting place at the confluence of two rivers in central Nigeria. He has studied, amongst other places, in Mauritania, Syria, South Africa, and Canada. You'll think he's 80 years old, but no, he's still quite young, and has just completed a PhD at the University of Alberta and has started a postdoc at the University of Toronto, if I'm not, yes, Toronto. Abubakar, I've seen you started your presentation, so I can shut up and let you speak.
Okay, good morning everyone. First of all, I'd like to thank the organizing committee for extending an invitation to me to present at this conference. Unfortunately, I'm unable to be together with you all physically. So my paper is titled Rhyming Revelation, Quranic Exegesis through Poetry in Mauritania, the land of million poets. So I'll go quickly. You can see I have a picture of a scholar and students in the village called the in Mauritania teaching. So it's very typical for them to have this kind of setting. So when I speak about poetry, I speak. Part of my research is on poetry, verse making in Mauritania. So I'm very interested in the tradition of Arabic poetry in Mauritania because. One thing I noticed is that Mauritanians are moved by poetry. They are very expressive, so whenever they hear beautiful lines of poetry being recited, they have a way of expressing their delight as if you stab them, you know. So when they hear recitations or chanting of beautiful